He called this on First Take. That is Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A., you talked about this before and plenty of times, even earlier this month. Specifically, Jim Harbaugh should be the next head coach of the Chargers. Why did you feel that way?
Well, first of all, let's get something out of the way. It was the incompetence of Brandon Staley. Let's get that out of the way first. If you recall, the day that they got blitzed by the Las Vegas Raiders, giving up about 63 points, I looked at my watch at 7:30 in the morning, L.A. time, because I was in L.A. at that time, and I said he should be fired, and he probably will be fired by 9:30, and the news was announced at 9:20. I was 10 minutes off. We all knew that a change needed to be made because the Los Angeles Chargers weren't what they're supposed to be. Justin Herbert is a stud. Austin Eckler can ball. Keenan Allen can ball. Khalil Mack can ball. Derwin James can ball. What the hell are these people doing on the outside looking in at the postseason when other teams were vying for playoff spots and challenging for a Super Bowl? The talent that existed on the Los Angeles Chargers, considering it's the second largest market in the United States of America, and you had a squad, a coach, and a GM that couldn't seem to get things right. Change needed to be made. So what do you do in return for that? You get a guy that was born in Palo Alto, starred as a coach at Stanford, went to the San Francisco 49ers, went to 3 conference championships in 4 years, plus a Super Bowl appearance. And some would argue if time hadn't run out, they might have beat the Baltimore Ravens that year. Then he goes to Michigan. He turns that program around. He wins a national championship. He beats up on Ohio State in the process, winning the last 3 Big Ten conference championships. The man in Jim Harbaugh has proven he's an exceptional coach, and there's one omission from his resume, and that is a Super Bowl championship. He's about to watch his brother, in all likelihood, win one himself. Unless Patrick Mahomes has something to say about that, he's got something to prove himself. His brother's already a champion on an NFL level. He wants to do the same. He's earned the right to do it, and the Chargers were smart to make sure that they got this done because there's a lot of distractions in Los Angeles, California. The Chargers don't apply as one of them. You got to make sure that you're an attraction enough to be a distraction for others, and that's what they needed to do, and they did what they needed to do.
How about a draw, right? You're not coming in to see the opposing team. You're coming in to see the home team whenever they play at SoFi Stadium. That leaves one opening, though, one big opening. Who would have thought that Rose Bowl game would feature Nick Saban and Jim Harbaugh, and both of them would leave their programs? Now, at Michigan, Sharon Moore was the guy who filled in those 6 games when Harbaugh had to sit out. Your thoughts on that? An opening at Michigan right now with all these positions now being filled in the college space.
Well, the only issue I had with Coach Moore was the fact that I didn't understand why in God's name was he crying on national television after they won a game over Penn State, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
I didn't know what that was about. I was like, what's all the emotion about and all of this other stuff? It made no sense to me whatsoever. But outside of that, he did assist in them being undefeated in the 3 games that Jim Harbaugh was out. He did an exceptional job coaching. He's been a lead assistant for Jim Harbaugh, somebody that Jim Harbaugh has positioned to be the head coach of the Michigan Wolverines. And in light of the job that Jim Harbaugh has done in resurrecting this university and making them relevant again, considering all that he has given to the university, if he believes this guy should be the guy, and clearly he does, and he's positioned him to be his successor, then I think Michigan should take that very, very seriously and elevate this man and make him the new head coach for the reigning defending national champions.
Completely agree. Did a phenomenal job in the semifinal game, of course, the national championship game. And let me tell you, Stephen A., circle when the NFL releases their schedule and the dates, because we got a Jim versus John Harbaugh meeting. Ravens travel to L.A. SoFi. Cannot wait for that this upcoming fall. Good stuff, Stephen A.
One thing I will say, I really don't need to circle anything when it comes to going to SoFi. It's a pretty fly arena in a pretty fly city. We don't need excuses to go there.
Yeah, exactly. It's not far from where you're at right now. I know. You will go there and circle that and be there for that game. Stephen A., thank you so much.